July 22nd, 2021. My name's Piano Matty B, and this is your morning TA. A brief window into the crypto markets, where the sun's shining, where the wind's blowing, all the humble opinion of this piano. Zamboni, bring in the data. Fear and Greed Index is now at 21, up from 10. Check. Nosy Miss Newsbaum's social media market sentiment is at 81, which means everything being said in her rent-controlled Twitter apartment in Queens is 81% positive. There's almost 30,000 people in that apartment. And the U.S. stock market, still fresh from its divorce from financial logic, is of course up and to the right. Yesterday we talked about the probability of price action heading up to the 23% fib level of 32.5, and it did. After a quick how's she going, the Barringtons pushed her back down to her old friend 31.5. But there's an old wives' tale that I just made up that says, that which once wicked begets candlesticks. So there's a high probability of heading back to 32.5 to fill that wick with a candlestick. And we know that price action told 31.5 that it didn't want it in its life anymore, and that it's a deficit friend. The kind of friend that shows up to dinner with nothing. Nothing. Not a bottle of wine, not some prefab dessert, nothing. A deficit friend. The Barringtons even formed a shooting star, or a croquet mallet, which is a bearish indicator that hints at a pattern reversal, because as we see here, price action was almost immediately denied at the 32.5 and pushed back down. But the Bullersons came back to town and formed a bullish engulfing candle, which simply put is a candle whose body is bigger than the previous candle. It engulfs it. Makes sense. One might read these candles as just more bullish pressure than bearish pressure. And yes, the green candle's open is roughly the same as the red's close. I get it. I see it. I hate it. I deny it. And I'll continue to call this a bullish engulfing candle. What I like to see here is that our triangle resistance line has been flipped to support. And I don't want to speak too soon and jinx it. Do the kids still say jinx? We can see price action straddling the line, then ultimately closing on top and opening on top too. When checking our volume, which has petered out a smidge, there's a high probability of price action doing the financial dance of indecision here for a while, before ultimately continuing on. And at this point, his old flame, the 200 MA, has entered the room. And price action has started to wax nostalgic about the good old days. And I hesitate to say that we're closer to the 200 than the 20 now. Which I like. What I'm looking for today is price action to cross its I's and dot its T's. And candlestick that wick up to 32.5. And I think once we're there, the 200 MA will be seducing price action higher to meet out on the patio for a secret drink, to talk about old times. Zamboni, clear the ice and bring in the daily chart. I wanted to look at first this bullish engulfing candle, which is actually a double whammy, because it engulfs two previous candles. But there's a little positive divergence elephant in the room that's developing. We see price action hitting lower highs while the MACD has been rising. And that means there's a high probability of the Bullersons sticking around. And I don't know about you, but I've missed the Bullersons' smiling faces. And remember, we're playing the same game as our psychopathic elected elites. That's right, it's the long game. So zoom out and have a fantastic